What's gotten so expensive that you no longer purchase it? Frozen pizzas are reaching the point of being more expensive than real pizza. I never buy chips unless there's some kind of BOGO. Greeting cards. No way. Subway. Even the 6-inch subs are over $7 before chips and soda. I don't know why I opened this thread expecting anything other than an anxiety attack. It's pretty damn expensive just to exist right now. I just paid $22 per ticket, Australian, for my daughter and I to watch Dune T2. 2 drinks and a popcorn, I think, was around $25, so we're looking around $70 for 2 of us to watch one movie. I may not be at the point of never going to the theater again, but it'll be the rare occurrence. What is some outdated knowledge that many people still believe in? Fish can't remember after 3 seconds. Anyone that owns fish will tell you that is not true. Yup, my fish knows the exact time he's meant to be fed and starts having a tantrum if I'm late. 9 times out of 10, if you hear a bald eagle on screen, it's actually not the sound of a bald eagle. It's a red-tailed hawk. Somewhere along the line, Hollywood decided real bald eagles didn't sound majestic enough. They don't. And replaced it with the high-pitched screech of a red-tailed hawk. That you only use 10% of your brain. You only use 33% of a traffic light, and it would be useless if you used 100% of it. Same thing with brains. Bet some folks still think cracking knuckles leads to arthritis. What chain restaurant hasn't gone down in quality? Popeyes still gives you the same great food with their signature shitty service, and they'll still definitely be out of something that you want. Domino's rebrand was successful in my eye. They were garbage, and now, well, they are one of the places I'll order. It's not a Waffle House, it's a waffle home. What group of people think they look cool, but look corny? The dudes who go about their regular daily routines in tactical gear. You don't look badass or tough, you look like a child playing dress-up. I've got to assume anyone with a super loud vehicle. No one is impressed by your mufflerless car. We're stopping in our tracks and staring because we can't believe what an obnoxious loser you are. Entrepreneurs, HR people, and CEOs who post cringe corpo wank about why they're leadership material or why other people aren't on LinkedIn. Anyone that wears designer logos plastered all over their clothes. As a Mexican, taquachi bowl haircuts seem ridiculous to me. Posing with guns looks cringe, unless the gun is related to the thing you're doing. People who do TikTok pranks by annoying or harassing people. No, you aren't funny, because you put a shopping basket over a random person's head inside a Cub Foods. You are an ass and deserve to get hit in the nuts. The last thing you did has now become illegal. What are you getting arrested for? Literally took a shit. We are doomed. Rip my inbox? Reading a text from my boss. Outside of work hours. We're all saved. I'm doing my job during work hours. Also saved. Looking at and replying to this question. Browsing Reddit is illegal now. You can't pet dogs anymore. That is... What is something addicting but healthy? Exercising a lot can cause people to become addicted to their own endorphins and need to exercise to feel normal. It's basically the same baseline chemical process that drugs cheat by mimicking. Drinking water. Seriously, once you start drinking enough water, you can't get enough of it. Fruit was my first thought, lol. Reading maybe? It's technically good for me, but I end up doing it a lot to escape. Laughing. The more you do it, the healthier you feel. People that go out into the world in pajama bottoms. Why? It was casual Friday at work. Our receptionist, the public face of the company, showed up in pajamas. It's casual day, she explained. There's no rules, right? And then casual Friday was permanently canceled. But someone could have established some ground rules and kept it jeans. We meant jeans are okay, right? Because I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. Because I'm 50 plus and don't fucking care anymore. I have to get chemotherapy treatments, and they're around 5 to 6 hour long sessions. I just want to be comfortable. Why do you think Gen Z isn't joining the US military as much as their predecessors before them? The military has a harder time now obscuring the bullshit work environment. They still do, but we got more transparency than before. We know it's not worth it. We can also see how veterans are treated after their service. I think deployment reasons have changed too. WW2 was well aligned with the average citizen's values. Korea, Vietnam, not so much. The war on terror and hunt for WMDs also got people's blood up at the start. But I think now people are wising up to how the US military is used for ideological/political objectives, and they're not so keen to fight and die for geopolitical games. They aren't seeing the ads because they are skipping the commercials. A lot of good ideological reasons here, but a good chunk of people don't join the army for glory, they join for money. From what I've heard of army kids in my late millennial generation, I'm willing to bet the military isn't paying enough to be worth it. Used to be, you could get your health and college taken care of, not so much anymore. Yeah, I've heard from vets that the pay is paltry for what you do, and they gutted the benefits. You might get killed, significantly injured, get PTSD, and are guaranteed to have a generally miserable time for $38 to $48K a year. No thanks? This isn't much different from older millennials and Gen X before 9/11. I remember, they had a hard time recruiting before 9/11, and most people who did joined the National Guard for college money. The National Guard was a good deal back then. Serve 1 weekend a month and get college money, while maybe being called to a natural disaster to set up shelters and hand out water. Recruitment between Vietnam and 9/11 was low, and that period lasted 25 years. So this is nothing new. If you had the power of God for 3 seconds, what would you undo? The timer, until I come up with something relevant. No, you can't do that. It's against the rules. If it works, can you hook a brother up with an inch or 12? Remove the 3-second rule. I would spend the entire 3 seconds thinking about what to change and do nothing. Why 3 seconds, though? As a god, you could stop time and have however much you need to not decide in a rush. My best friend's death, shit just wasn't fair. I would undo the extinction of the dinosaurs to see where it would eventually lead us. How's your mental health doing? Not great, my guy. Not great. I try not to look directly at it. I'm struggling with a few things. No job, negative in the bank, feel like I'm not wanted. I've got no idea what to do. My psychiatrist said I seemed more alive today. I'm stressed out and having some anxiety. I'm socially isolated and so super fucking lonely. But it's been that way for years, and sometimes I worry it'll become the only way I know how to be. Well, that's another episode of Ask Reddit in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.